So I colored in this line art with different lines to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So what I made for this is I made something for my color layer for doing the dithering for the shading that it's honestly probably way too much work for me to have done in CSP. But what I basically wanted is I wanted like, like halftones that like you can raise and lower the opacity and have that while you draw so that you can figure out how to like actually like how much shading for the stuff that you want to do in real time. And I also wanted it to be colored. So what I did is I took a Bayer matrix and made each of the individual pixels in it a different shade of gray. So like if you look like right here, it's all kind of more zoomed up. This is all just, every single one of these is a different color of gray. So when you have it in the regular program, or sorry, when you have it in like this folder here, if you set it to hard mix, when you draw on this layer right here, it will only show the pixels in this one. If this one, since this one is set to gray, this will only show the colors from this matrix in black now. And it'll only do it at the opacity of whatever gray that you've inserted into this. I'm sure you could do this if you wanted to make like a different kind of like tone that shows up with the opacity. So, you could have fun, be creative with that. But I made two different ones, darken and lighten. And this is because I couldn't solve like a issue where if I wanted to have the color, like color A, color B, color C, if I wanted to move color B into color A, if color A is lighter than color B, then I needed to have a darken layer to move it into. If I wanted to make color B into color C, which color C is darker than color B, then I needed to have it go into there and lighten it. So what you would do is basically it's the exact same folder, but you draw on this one, and in this one, it transitions from B to C, whereas this one transitions from B to A. So the big thing with that layer color is the color you want plus black, and for darken is the color you want in white. That affects this color or this layer right here, which lets you like, it basically lets these pixels stick to this and not bleed through the image entirely. But enough blabbing, what does it actually fucking do? So what you do is now if you, like, let's see here, color A, color B, color C. If I want to take color B, and we'll go to the darken version of what I have on here, and then we'll just take like a regular G pen to say like, yeah, that's probably a good size. So now, since I'm in the darken layer, if I want this color to go to that color, I forgot to set the opacity. So you want the opacity at like 50. So this basically makes it that checkerboard Bayer pattern that like you see in like a lot of things where like they have like that transitioning color. So if you look over here, on here, you can see that now it's like actually like a different color. When you're a little bit farther back, you notice now it's like, now you're getting, instead of getting 16 colors, you're getting magically new colors. So on here, that is kind of what we're trying to achieve right there. What I typically do is I'll set the opacity to like 20. That way I can kind of like get in there and kind of draw what I want and then look back here. If it looks good, then cool. If not, then I just draw over it again. And now it's put the 50% over it. And I'm like, or that'd be 40, sorry. And I'm like, does that look good? I think that looks good. And then once I'm done shading like that area, then I'll move on to the other area. So that was drawing from B to C. So that's using the lighten layer. If I wanted to move from B to A, we'll use the darken layer. So same sort of deal with the logic on that. And there you go. It gives like this, like that pattern in there. And if you look back on your screen, obviously it doesn't look super good right now, but like it's basically transitioned and made another color. But you're probably asking yourself, well, what colors do I dither with? Well, there's a website. I forget what it's called. Let me look at it real quick. Okay, yeah, so it's called Low Spec. You can go on here and you can get a bunch of different color palettes. Typically what you do is you go to palettes up here and then set this to 16. And then now it'll only give you 16 color palettes. Click on one that you think looks cool. So, if you're like if you're a big fan of like, I don't know, that, let's go with that. That looks cool. Just click on it. And then if you scroll down over here and you go to DB palette that word, it'll show you all of the different little stuff. You can just click download, or you can also open the Dithering. So this is where you're gonna have to pay more attention to where your color's at, because this will help you figure out the transitions to make the new colors that the PC98 would have shown that it's making new colors with. So once you do that, that's basically the final step for figuring everything out. That's kind of where I'm at, because I don't know everything, but I've gotten the framework figured out, and that's what's important.